And welcome everyone to Learn a Trade. My name is Kevin Tate. Glad to be here with you today. Today's broadcast is titled TurboChef Oven Repair, Magnetron CT Loop. On this video, I will be going through a repair of a TurboChef oven. It's an older style TurboChef oven. It's a Encore unit. And I'm just going to get it set up here so I can share the screen with you. And I'll be starting and stopping this video just to highlight a couple of areas. Now, the thing on the with the CT loop, as you can see right in here, this is the Magnetron CT loop, which is on the board. It's on the main board, and there's a wire that loops right through the CT loop, and then it connects again to the other side of the wire. Now, sometimes after a while, especially on these older style units, the CT loop wire, it gets brittle, and then the insulation breaks away, and after a while the actual wire will be exposed to the metal that's up top here. And right there, you're looking at a short, and either, you're going to it's going to trip the breaker, or the unit's not going to operate properly either. So I just wanted to go over that first. Let me see if I can get the video going, and then we'll go through some more. You'll see how this wire got damaged. Right there is the CT loop, the Magnetron CT loop. Yeah, that's a better look at it right here. The wire did break apart. See how the insulation is brittle. It's the terminal got brittle, and it broke apart too, mainly from all of the heat up in that area, in the electrical area. After a while, that insulation of the terminal just breaks apart, and then you have exposed wire, and then you're looking at, say 15 amps or so coming through this wire. And if you're not careful, you're taking a chance at getting electrocuted. So you want to be very cautious when working on this unit, on this machine. It's very high powered. Over 2,500 volts are in this high voltage circuit alone. And like I said, you have between 15 to 20 amps that are capable of going through this line itself. So you always want to make sure that you have the breaker off, and you have the machine unplugged. Now I'm showing you the other side. Now you can see the other side is also burnt up. This right here is my connections, my new connections. I have a female spade connector and a male spade connector on the other end, and I'm going to connect those two, and then I'm going to apply some electrical tape around a good part of this wire, just to make sure that it's well insulated, and plus these terminals, the top parts of the terminals aren't insulated, so you want to make sure that those are insulated good. You can use shrink, um, the shrink installation, the insulation that you could put over those terminals, and you can put a heater to it, and it'll give you a good seal. But you can also use electrical tape to be sure that you have a good secure terminals there. Now I have the two terminals connected, and the loop is now complete again. Just showing you right there, I have electrical tape around the terminals so they're not exposed to touching any metal or anything. Set it aside and make sure that it's in an open area. Right here, I have the unit powered back up now. I have all my wires connected and secured. So I powered up the machine, and I went into the service menu. And right now I'm going to do a Magnetron test. This is a test to make sure that you have the proper amp draw coming through that system. Like I said, it's between 15 to 20 amps. More preferably, you want to be at 15 to 16 amps. You really don't want it to go much higher, because the fuse that is in place here is a 20 amp fuse. It's a slow blow 20 amp fuse that's used in this system. So you want to make sure that your amp draw is not going to exceed 20 amps. Right now the magnetron is off. I'm going to press it on. I have my amp clamp around. As you can see, it's at 15.8. I just let go of the switch. You want to press and hold that magnetron switch, and the magnetrons turn on. And again, I have 15.8 amps, which is a good level for amp draw on these systems. Right here, I'm just showing you the power button and the back button. Use the back button to exit out of the service menu, and then it'll go to the cooling down screen. I'm releasing my amp clamp from around the CT loop, and now hit the back button to go into warming up mode. Now it's in warm up mode. It'll warm up to about 500 degrees. And again, you want to be safe, because everything is hot around this area. So it's at about 500 degrees. You want to be careful around there. I'm just showing you there the center fan. And then here I'm showing you the drip tray, the water tray, I mean. Okay, now this is the exhaust tray. This is specially made for 7-Eleven stores. They requested to have an exhaust tray so that the exhaust would go into the this tray through a exhaust tube that fits through this hole back here, and then the exhaust will get absorbed into this tray here. But the thing wrong with it, the reason why I have the X on there, is because this tray should always have water in it. It should have water at least up to the bottom of this opening right here. You don't have to fill it up over that because it's going to leak out. So just make sure it's enough water that it's up to about the bottom of the seal back here. So that's why I have the X on there, because this one, when I pulled it out from underneath the oven, it was empty. And as you can see, when it's empty like that, there's nothing to absorb the exhaust. So it's not really able to perform its job. So now right here, I have the check mark because this is a proper level of water right here. What I'm doing now is I'm just putting water in there right now, and then I'm going to install this tray underneath the machine where it's supposed to go. And then the exhaust, I'm going to do a few test cook cycles, and then the exhaust is going to heat up this area of this tray so that I can then take the tray back out later at a later point, and then I will see if I could clean up some of the residue that's stuck on there. But I just wanted to, give it a good preheat first, and then I can clean it out. But this is the proper level. You want to make sure that you're like right at the bottom of this nozzle opening, or at the bottom of that seal opening that's in the back of the tray. That was your nozzle piece. This nozzle right here. This is mainly for the customer, the operator of the store, to um, every so often, I'd say once or twice a month, to be able to pull the tray forward a little bit, and then he can open this valve right here, and then it'll that'll let him know that there's water in it. If he's not getting water out of it, then they should pull it all the way out, um, take it to the sink, rinse it, give it a good rinse, and then refill it with water up to the proper level. Sides, right underneath, there's two slots that it slides through. And here you can see the unit is now operational. I have it all back together. All of the panels are back on. The wiring's good to go. The amp draw is fine. And now we're cooking. So this is the process for replacing that Magnetron CT loop. And you want to be sure to look at that CT loop wire as soon as you take the top cover off. When you take that top cover off, check out your CT loop wire. Make sure it's not damaged or anything. If it is damaged, then before you do anything else, go ahead and repair that before you plug it back in. And then when you're checking um, any of those components in the upper electrical area, you want to first thing unplug your machine, or shut off your breaker. And again, that was the TurboChef oven repair of a Magnetron CT loop wire. And it is very important that you make sure that your equipment is powered down, unplugged when working on anything in the electrical area on this equipment. Remember your safety steps first, and then you can go into your repair. So that's all I have on this TurboChef oven repair. I appreciate your watching. I hope this was helpful to some of you. Hope it'll be useful to you out in the field. If you're not too familiar with the TurboChef ovens, feel free to go to our website, which is scrolling down below, and check out some of our introductory videos that'll give you more information. And we also have the TurboChef manuals available in our service manual library. So I appreciate you all watching. Thank you for your time. And I remind you, please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And shout out to all my new subscribers. And I appreciate you all coming aboard. And I hope you learn a lot here at Learn a Trade. Thanks again to all of you. Thank you to the new Learn a Trade training members. A lot of people are coming on board with that. And remember, we also have a free trial offer for your membership. So take advantage of the free trial and try it out. And that's all I got. I wish you all the best. Stay well and be blessed.